Hello friends, this is Molly with Soul School Tarot and Astrology. I was kind of taking the day off of doing any readings today, and then I got nudged. So here we are. This is actually a reading for those of you who find yourself to be on a twin flame journey. I was actually not planning on being on camera because I didn't think I was being that cute, but then I just did a little intro to the twin flame journey and I thought I looked kind of cute. So check it out. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a playlist because the twin flame journey is something my guides have been wanting me to talk about for a very long time. I find the dominating twin flame narrative that you find on YouTube and in other spirituality circles to be highly problematic. And they're kind of like, that's the point. Okay. So I talk about my critique in that video of the dominant twin flame narrative. And then I also talk about a couple other things, what I believe to be the purpose and the typical, what do you want? Pattern, ooh, I like it, of the twin flame narrative in that video. And then I also talk about the astrology of the twin flame journey, which is something that once again totally comes from my guides. I've been referring to it a little bit here and there, specifically about Venus representing the divine feminine and Mars representing the divine masculine, and in understanding what each person is potentially going through based on the movement of those planets, okay? But since the twin flame journey is essentially, it's I don't even know if I want to call it a karmic one so much as it is a soul contract. It is kind of governed by the divine timing of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter is the accelerator and Saturn is the brakes. So, interesting information we got going on right now. In fact, links are in, I'm not even gonna put the links in the description. Check out the playlist that this is a part of. You will find all the videos that I've done this year where I've talked about the journey that Venus and Mars have been on. Right now, Venus is, let me double check, currently about halfway through its journey through Leo. And in fact, I talk about this, I don't know, one of my recent videos about how it's just kind of my nose is itching because Spirit's getting impatient with me, about how it's kind of exciting that Mars and Venus are both in fire signs right now, because that means they're both very, very action oriented, very passion oriented, and probably very much in tune with the energetic connection that they're feeling with their counterpart. All right. So, Mars is currently retrograde in Aries, and it's going to be until mid-November. So if you are seeking union, or if you guys are starting to get that tingly feeling that maybe union is coming up, I would maybe go ahead and focus on yourself. Just go ahead and focus on yourself and forget about it. And then November comes along and it's a surprise when Mars goes retrograde and suddenly the masculine is in a very different place to act. Okay. If you're a feminine out there who's frustrated with this separation right now, you don't want the masculine that is out there right now. You want the one that's been healed and reformed. And so let me talk about the astrological triggers to that process right now. First things first, Jupiter, which is the accelerator of the journey, has gone direct now. Jupiter went retrograde on my birthday this year, on my 40th birthday in May. And then Saturn, just a day or two after that, I believe. Saturn is going to be going direct, by the way, on the 29th of this month. So it's happening right now since the 12th, is Jupiter represents an expansion of consciousness. There's been a shift in consciousness. And for about the first 5 or 6 days of that, it was a very slow, almost kind of groggy, like coming out of a nap when you're like, whoa, wait a second. What was that? What was that thing I was supposed to do today? And then all of a sudden we have a new moon in Virgo, and that helps to ground this new consciousness into a new system of thought. All right. We can have we can have these nebulous ideas. Wow, I kind of have a feeling that maybe I should explore this a little bit more or that a little bit more. But with the Virgo new moon, now we have the birth of new ideas. The birth of not even just like a Gemini new moon would be the birth of new ideas. A Virgo new moon, that's the birth of a new pattern of thinking, a new schema, a more organized filing cabinet. to keep your thoughts in, so to speak. All right. So we are then going to have, like I said, let's talk about that. Okay. Mars is retrograde since the 9th of this month. Now this right here is essentially what's going to be a big ego review. Ego is not a bad word. Okay. But the way in which the divine feminine, largely because of cultural conditioning, struggles with internal emotional balance, the divine masculine's dominant challenge in this culture and society and this current programming that we're under is balancing the ego and the will. Okay? Because they're not the exact same thing. All right? Focus on that. In fact, I'd say, yeah, it's about balancing the ego and the will. All right? Meditate on that a little bit. And we'll see if it comes out in the cards today. But that process of reviewing the ways in which your ego has influenced your actions and your priorities and even your values and your beliefs in the past, it's almost like the glimmer of that being a thing that needs to be addressed enters into the consciousness of the masculine around the time that Jupiter went direct on the 12th. Okay. Again, it starts to get grounded into reality, but it probably going to feel a little frustrating at first because anytime Jupiter is direct and Saturn is retrograde, it feels like there's something pushing you forward, but also something holding you back. Like it's frustrating. It feels like they just showed me like wheels spinning. Somebody like spinning out. Like when you hit the accelerator really fast and it's just like your wheels don't go anywhere. It just like burns the rubber. It's like, ugh, why do that? Don't do that now. Okay. Because on the 29th, it's like, they just showed me like a parking brake being released. Imagine if you like try to go into drive and your parking brake is on. Okay. You're like, there's something not right here. And then you get like halfway down the block and now you've ruined everything. Anyways. So it's like wanting to go forward, but the parking brake is still on. That's just the energy right now. Okay. So throughout the month of October, let me see. We've got, oh, you guys, we have an Aries full moon coming up in October. Okay. So that is a moment that is really, really, really going to illuminate any residual narcissism, selfishness. And I'm not talking about these as diagnoses, but general tendencies and traits that we all have in this society. We live in a narcissistic society, you guys. It's the programming that's been put into us. It functions in our relationships because it functions in our inner world. So rooting it out of our inner world is a big part of rooting it out of our relationships. Okay. So there's a lot that the divine masculine is going through right now. Another I guess, stream of communication that I've had from guides regarding the twin flame journey is how much energetic healing can have a tremendous impact. All right. I don't know if it's there, but I'm going to add it. I have a guided meditations playlist. I'm going to add to it a twin flame healing guided meditation where you bring in like the violet flame of transmutation. And without it, y'all can be in separation, especially if you're in separation and you feel powerless. You're not. You can heal your heart chakra. And because twin flames are connected energetically, that helps pave the way, yes, to heal theirs as well. So what I have right here is, I'm going to go ahead and I'll come back and timestamp this, I'm sure. The Moonology Oracle deck mixed together with my Starseed Oracle. And, ooh, that's a lot. Do we need all these? Okay, we do. And then I'll just get through them quickly. Then we're going to look at the energy that the masculine is going through right now and the energy that the feminine is going through right now. It's really funny because each of the fire signs is associated with ego in some way, shape, or form. That's just at least the way that I see it. Okay. And Aries can be the least refined of those, and that is of course the planet ruled by Mars I'm sorry, the sign ruled by Mars, and then the sign that Mars is in right now. Leo is more of a balanced ego. It's more of coming from a place of self-love. I mean, I don't even know if that's true. Ego and self-love are two sides of the same coin. You see that? All right. So then by the time you get to Sagittarius, which is the most mature of the fire signs, it just functions and it operates in a very, very different way. So for some reason, Venus in Sagittarius, I feel, is something that I'll have to look at a calendar. Let's see when that happens. Venus is not going to be back in Sagittarius until 2021, but I don't know why Spirit had me drop that. All right, you guys. There's something that needs to be let go. And it has to do with anger and pride. Venus is in Leo right now. Fire sign has to do with ego. Mars in Aries, okay? So feelings of pride. Because here's the thing. Fire signs feel comfortable when they're taking action. They're taking effective action. When there's an action in their past that did not turn out the way that they wanted to, or they're now looking back and questioning their intentions in that action in the first place, there's a little bit of shame, a little bit of like regret, self-judgment, right? The thing is, so many people are looking at that event, the thing that happened with their counterpart that triggered that feeling of shame, regret, sorrow, like whatever that is, or ineffectiveness, powerlessness, okay? Any of those feelings that have been triggered in you by your counterpart are not your counterparts. They're yours. And you can let go of them whenever you want to. You can let go of them whenever you want to. Okay? If you're still upset about the way that you let somebody walk all over you in the past, do you do that today? No. Then let it go. You just gotta let go. Nothing will come of. There's something that some of you guys are like focused on one little issue in this partnership. And you're being asked to stop and look at, in fact, this is Mars energy right here. How can you cut your cord to whatever it is that's holding you back, you guys? There's whatever it is that's holding you back. Okay? There we go, right underneath. Don't let your past hold you back. And in fact, this is saying the end of a tough cycle approaches. Some of you guys, you are still holding on to hope. And this is for soulmates and separation. You're still holding on to hope for union, but it's been such a long time that you are looking back at that, your counterpart, and thinking of the nasty times instead of remembering the good times. Okay? And focusing on how tough this cycle has been for you guys. I just had 1313. That's the death card. Things to release. Focusing on how tough the past has been only keeps you focused on the past. Okay? In fact, this card next to it, be bold and make the first move. What this is saying is if you have beef with your counterpart and you guys are in separation and there's all this beef, please understand by the time that you and your counterpart come back into reunion, you will have changed so much that that beef is going to be nasty and funky. It's last week's beef. Okay? So the first thing you can do is stop waiting. Stop waiting for permission to release the past is what Spirit is kind of saying to me right now. Stop waiting for like you to be able to check in with your counterpart and have that conversation. If you feel like something needs to be released, go ahead and release it. Okay? Go ahead and release it. And again, sometimes, in fact, right now especially, this separation is the best thing for you. Okay? Luck is on your side. Communication is key, and hold your vision. Communication is key. If you guys are communicating, let it be fruitful. Don't let it be superficial, surface level communication. Be open and receptive. Don't force things, right? If you're in communication with somebody who's going through their own self-healing process, give them the empowerment of letting them remain in control of that process. Okay? Because that's the goal. If you watched the last video, the intro that I did, the goal is not to come together with somebody who can heal you. It's about learning the importance of self-healing so that when you come together with your partner, you're not expecting that from them. Because that's where codependency comes from. That's where toxic behaviors come from. So hold your vision. For some of you guys, this communication is key. First of all, it's just a new moon in Gemini. Okay? That's the energy that wants to come through. Luck is on your side. This is new moon in Sagittarius. This is almost like Jupiter energy coming in saying, come on, twins, hold your vision. Don't give up faith. Jupiter is all about faith. For some of you guys, in the past 2 weeks, in the past week, you have felt all of a sudden, out of the blue, a renewed sense of faith in your union. Like some of y'all had given up on it. Pardon. And now you have a renewed sense of faith. All right. This over here is advice. Ooh, see the light by staying grounded. Stay grounded in this relationship. Emotions could be running really, really high right now, but don't allow yourself to engage in another toxic cycle. Okay? Step away. Shield yourself, right? But anytime you begin to feel that toxicity creeping up, I understand what this is for. You guys, this is astral body healing. And this is something that I do. And I'll make videos about it. I want to coach people on how to do this. Okay. So imagine this is me meditating. Okay. I'm going to be real with you. If you know anything about crystal grids, I use crystal grids occasionally during meditation. Okay, if I'm doing heart healing meditation, we got an Amazonite right here. We got like I've got a crystal up here. I've got a crystal here. Sometimes I do shoulders and hips. I definitely do the root down at my feet. Like it's basically you build a crystal grid around yourself. And it just allows you to really, really make use of your own energy. Okay. So let's say this is me and I'm meditating and I get my little shield going on. And then I open up my heart portal. And guess who's on the other side of that portal? Your twin. Okay. In fact, there's this image that I get sometimes of two people being in like their own cave. And it's like during separation, their backs are to this mirror. And if they turned around, on the other side of the mirror is their twin. Okay. So it's like each person is on their own path, but on the astral realm, and I know this is probably a lot for some of you guys, you're like tuning it out, but no. If you're seeing your person in dreams, or if you wake up in the morning and you feel like you've seen your person, or just something reminded you, something happened in a dream that reminded you about this person, please understand your higher selves will come into union before your earth selves. Okay. So there's connections going on there. Even if there's not connections going on there right now, get into your little meditative state. All right. Get your heart chakra, Tibetan singing bowls going on, what I have right now. This is Twin Flames Miracle Music. 639, 693, and 432 hertz. Miracle tones. All right. Meant to resonate with the heart chakra, but also these upper ones too. Okay. So, I understand. Okay. So I don't know the name of these chakras, but you know, there are chakras above your crown. I think it's saying come all the way up to that one. I'm going to find the name. Okay, guys. So it looks like it's like, the 10th is under the feet, so maybe this is like the 11th and the 12th. The causal is up there too, but For some of you guys, working with your causal chakra is going to help you to release the karmic, just the toxic stuff of the past between you guys. It's how you're going to actually, wow. Yeah. I did a video on the causal chakra a while ago. It's like, oh, it's like where my bun is at, essentially. Imagine I've got a chakra right here. And when I've completed a karmic cycle, that's where I check in. That's where I'm like, okay, go ahead and take this. Everything I learned, I got my lesson. Go ahead and take that. Allow me to open up a new karmic cycle. All right. So for some of you, it is the, what's it called? Soul Star or Stellar Gateway. But open up these higher upper chakras. Because also another thing that I've intuitively, like just a download that I've gotten about the twin flame journey is that there are people from the same oversoul. Okay. So here's your soul, and then you have a soul family, and then it's almost like there's this bigger oversoul that we all come from. So if you connect in with your oversoul, and also there's this 11th chakra is about mind over matter. Okay, ignore the separation in reality and focus on the separation on the astral plane and heal it there. Okay, energy healing. By the way, you guys, everybody's talking about ascending and going into the 5D, and they think it's just like you put it in cruise control and you get there. No, there's new skills that we get to develop. There's new skills that are available to all of us human beings. And energetic healing through your chakras amidst your soul family, that's a thing you can do. You can heal anybody. You can help assist the healing of anybody in your soul family, energetically speaking, through the chakra system and through the astral body, specifically somebody as close as a soulmate or twin flame. Also, children, I haven't talked about this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say it. I haven't talked about this publicly. My 21-year-old son was diagnosed with COVID, actually on the day that Jupiter went direct. We got the test results back. And for about 3 days before he went and got tested, like I didn't know he was going through anything, but I could feel him in my chakras. He doesn't do that consciously, but he was literally tugging on me energetically. And I finally reached out to him and he let me know what was going on. So he's in quarantine. I cannot go hug my child. That's hard for me. But I can get in here and connect with him. Yeah, through my heart chakra. In a way that even if he doesn't know consciously what's going on, he's feeling healed by it. Okay, and loved, just surrounded by love. For some of us, you guys, the person you're in separation with is going through some tremendous shadow work right now, and that is a dark and scary, nasty place. And they know it's not healthy for them to come towards you. And so that energetic healing is the best and only type of communication that should really be had at this time. Okay. In fact, yeah, that's what they're telling me this is. Communication is key. You see how there's 2 people inside the bubble? If you guys want direct instruction on how to do that, it really depends on what happens to you when you go into meditation. For me, I need guidance. I like guidance because otherwise, like I'm like a squirrel. I'll get in the astral realm and next thing I know, like I'm riding in a Corvette with Nietzsche on Mars, right? Nah, I need focus. If I go into the astral realm with a goal, it's about setting intentions, all that good stuff. Right now, instead of rambling, I'm trying to channel an energy out of my Cosmic Tarot deck, which to me does represent, this is a twin flame partnership, by the way. The Cosmic Tarot represents the masculine energy and the Bianco Nero is the feminine. As always, you guys, feminine and masculine are energies, not body parts. So, thank you, Spirit. Yes, this is your moon space. Okay, that's, you tap into your intuition, your emotion, your deep. For some of you guys, this is working things out on the subconscious level. The unconscious. You don't even know that you're connecting with your partner right now. Tell me more. Okay. Okay. Yeah. For some of you guys, this is the masculine energy right now. His cups are reversed. The reason he's a king now and not a knight, and the reason he's in the cup suit right now is because of his consciousness operating. It's not just about new thoughts, it's about new beliefs. Expanding your consciousness literally means expanding what you believe to be possible in the world. Okay? So this is an expansion of consciousness. You guys, this is a very ungrounded energy. It's a very, very ungrounded energy that this masculine is going through right now. This is like awash with emotion. Feeling all the emotions, but not making sense. Not feeling confident and comfortable as the master of one's emotions. But definitely feeling them. In them. Okay? And it actually came out under the moon here. Okay? And this is the way it came out. With the moon on top of this King of Cups reverse and this Two of Wands. I saw this Two of Wands on the shuffle. I almost mentioned it, but I thought it would pop out if it needed to. To me, that's the Twin Flame card. But it's the Twin Flame in separation card. That's just honestly kind of, or like thinking about or realizing the Twin Flame connection. Okay? This person has this masculine energy, has had some sort of like emotion, insight, or belief entered into his psyche that he's got to think about. He's got to, just like what I said, you got to let the dust settle. Once you begin like with new ideas, new beliefs, now it's like, oh my God, if all these things are possible, which ones do I believe are probable or true? Okay. All right. Like, let's say if you came across something that was like, oh my God, like let's say you saw Bigfoot and you're like, oh my God, now I have to go back and think of all the cryptids that I never believed in. Do I believe in the Loch Ness Monster? Do I believe in unicorns? Do I believe in mermaids? Right? That kind of experience where this person's got to think and they're like, well, I don't know. There seem to be two very clear paths in front of me that I've got to make a decision about which one to go in. Which one of these? It's not necessarily like I have two ideas I have to choose from, two beliefs I have to choose from, and I only get to pick one. It's just saying, look, there's this sword laying here, and it's totally up to this masculine to pick it up or not pick it up. And here, oh yes, that's right. I see this as my starting line card, okay? Like this guy is getting ready to run a foot race, and he's just waiting for the little like I guess they fire a little gun, like, right? He's just waiting for that to say go. But ooh, look, he's not really dressed for a race. He's dressed kind of fancy. He's dressed as his ego. He's dressed as his ego. But look how fancy he is. But he is very, how do I say, he's feeling very courageous right now. Okay? There's hope, there's inspiration, there's excitement. Okay? But he's got to think about it. He's got to meditate. This person might be going to friends because a Four of Swords is typically like just one dude taking a nap. This is 4 people and they're on a caravan. They're on a journey and they're resting. They're just resting up. They're just resting up. They're travel weary. And they're probably chit-chatting, sharing some information. But also, you guys, I feel like these are conversations going on within the divine masculine with himself. Okay? And here is what's tremendous. The next card that came out on the top is this Tower card. This Tower card shakes this Emperor, right? Do you see this crown right here? But wait. This might be this thing that transforms him from the king into the emperor. Because the emperor has mastery of all of these things. But no, they're telling me that's the emperor's crown. It's about it's about overthrowing logic and intellect in favor of experience. Like, it might not make sense, but I know what I saw, kind of thing, right? Like, trust me, I know there's not a lot of really good evidence out there for Bigfoot, but I know what I saw. Like, that kind of thing. All right? So this, but also there's divine intervention here. This whole thought process is divinely guided. Okay? But it also has to do with the environment that your person is in. If they are in a toxic environment, you can, it's up to you. It's your energy. Use it as you like. Ground yourself, shield yourself. But you can go in and you can help to transmute toxic energy out of that person's environment. Nonetheless, after much contemplation, so somebody had a dream. I really feel this has been coming up a lot. I feel that around the beginning of this month, around the Pisces full moon, up to the Virgo new moon, which was on the 18th, the 17th, maybe even now, there's a lot of dream communication between twin flames. The veil is thin, y'all. It's only going to be like this. It's not just like, wow, 2020 was crazy. Everybody was astral traveling and past life regressing. No, like, that's going to be our new future. Okay. What does this tower do, you guys? What's this tower do? It brings in this whole new way of thinking, but it burns down something old. That's Saturn. This, by the way, the tower is Mars energy. But something old, that's Saturn. That's Saturn. That's Saturn. This is September 29th, you guys. This is September 29th. Or maybe some point thereafter. There's a square. Oh my God, you guys, this is actually insane. The day that Saturn goes direct, it squares Mars in Aries. And I have been seeing this literally as a ram breaking through a brick wall. In other words, oh my God, I love you. You're right, Spirit. In other words, the way I've been saying, breaking past ego to get just your will, because our ego can hold us back from pursuing what it is that we really want. Be like, I don't know, society told me I'm not that kind of person, or my partner's not that kind of person, or that's not the kind of relationship I want, or that's not the house I want to live in, or the job I want to have. Society told me, and then I stored it in my ego, and now my ego tries to convince me of what society told me a long time ago. And the will, this new, oh my God, you see this sun coming out from behind the clouds? That's the will. The sun reverse is ego to me, and the sun upright is the will. Okay? Boom. And look at all this beautiful golden solar plexus energy coming from our masculine. This is a new idea and a new opportunity, like a new action pattern, behavior, offer, gift. Who knows? It's a new opportunity. Both of these things must be grasped in order to fully take advantage of them. But you guys, if you have been doing that energetic healing, it has penetrated the psyche of the masculine. Okay? Now remember, guys, you find out you have a superpower, you have to use it for good and not evil. So when you find that you can get into somebody's energetic space, you can affect their energetic space. If you're using that for nasty stuff, nasty things are going to happen to you. That's just the bottom line. You're going to be walking around with that all day long. So use this power for good and not evil. But understand, this is why I say do not cut cords. Don't cut cords. You don't know who that cord is. You don't know what your soul contract with that person is. If you cut the cords, now you have to figure out how to reestablish them. Something's been going on. This moon has like rained down, but that's not raindrops. Those are yods. Those are literally gifts from the divine. For some of you guys, It's been like an angelic or prophetic dream that made this person feel kind of uncomfortable or realize their own discomfort in the way they were handling their emotions. And there's a decision to be made here. And there's an action to be taken. But that lightning bolt's got to come through first. Wow. For some of you guys, this is in November. When Mars goes direct. Where's she at? There we go. All right, so that's the masculine energies. Let's take a peek at the feminine real quick. And I am calling this, I guess, September, October, but I don't know how. Oh, that's right, girl. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. You're right. You are right. And that is hard. I know. I know. You're trying. We're all there. I understand you, girl. All right. This is for the feminine. All I had to do was cut the deck, and she was like, I've been thinking about this. I've been waiting for my turn to talk. Do you want to hear what I have to say now? This person's going through, this feminine is doing the thing that I said this whole journey was meant to teach us. Self-healing. Self-healing. But also, do you see how she's got both cups? For some of you guys, your masculine is a Scorpio moon, sun, or rising sign. But this person has been sneaking into, it literally looks to me that this person has traveled into the masculine's like dream space to pour these healing waters. It's almost like the same thing as temperance. But it's just, it is this, I don't know how to say it. Instead of, temperance feels very emotional to me, even though it's Sagittarius, and Aquarius is the star. Okay. So it's air, but this feels very like light worker, like what it means to be a light worker. Some of you feminines, by doing this self-healing, you don't even realize you're also healing. You're healing your counterpart. That's beautiful because you have hope and you have faith. You have hope and you have faith. But you know that the way things are sitting right now. Look, this is the Justice card reversed and the Two of Cups reversed. You know that this is an injustice. You know that this is an imbalance. But you also know that there's not a lot that you can do to physically, for some reason, you just know there's not a lot you can do to physically move this situation along at this time other than that. Like you can't, there's no communication happening right now. And for some of you guys, as much as you're hoping and wishing and praying for union, you don't even know what you would do in that moment because there's still this thing that's unhealed within you. Remember I said there's a thing that needs to be let go. And it has to do with your blaming, shaming, guilting yourself about something. You have to forgive the moment. Whatever moment your mind keeps going back to, forgive your counterpart in that moment and forgive yourself in that moment. And then just forgive the moment. Let it be a part of the past. Okay? Because all the motion is trying to move forward. This river is flowing. Okay? Get the dam out of the way. And right now the dam is some sort of anger, conflict, or boundaries up to love. Do you see that? The river. There's a river flowing through there. You've got to move the dam. Wow. All these cards are so talking right now. Oh my God. And then look at the mountains. Look at this, you guys. He's in this scene. You see this water back there? It finally started flowing. It finally started flowing. Do you see that? Oh my gosh. Okay. You've got to release the dam. I may or may not have gone on TikTok today and asked for tips on reversing banishments. I don't know. That's personal information, Molly. Okay. So this is hoping for that reunion, that second chance for this to be called up for judgment, because you know you're in the right? But you are on the side of justice. But there's a piece of you that's still unhealed, feminines. What do you want? That's why the feminine has the Two of Wands reversed. See that wall? Standing behind that wall. Just kind of looking out at the mountains. Looking out at this whole scene. Meanwhile, your counterpart's waiting to hear the starting gun. Okay? This is divinely timed like clockwork. Okay? In other words, yeah, there you go. You're blocking this blessing somehow because of something in the past, feminines, that needs to be released. Because here's the thing. Once that's released from your energetic body, as much as you can tap into your person's energetic body, they can tap into yours. And whenever they tap into yours, imagine this masculine thinking, man, I'd sure like to go make things right. But then every time they tap into your energy, they feel this Mars energy. They feel this blockage. They feel this dam. Okay? So, it's a dense and heavy energy. So, transmuting it. You guys got to transmute it. Just imagine, go into meditation, imagine your partner. And then feel the energy around you. And if it feels heavy and dense, you got to transmute it. Just break it up. Visualize it. Visualize it as something dense. And then break it up. Break it up. Whatever it is. It can be like, you can literally visualize the energy as a Rice Krispie treat. It doesn't matter what. Just something that you can dismantle. That you can break apart. Because that's what this Five of Wands reverse is. Breaking apart the blockage. Removing the blockage from this connection. And then we're going to go to the Crow Tarot. Real quick. Keeping it short. I mean, I know I rambled on forever. But you guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. If you are a soulmate in separation. I'm really glad Spirit guided me to do this. Because I'm going to be real. I was going to make a pick-a-pile reading about soulmates in separation. But give me a week or so. I'll get you one. Because there's a lot of energies that are changing right now. Thank you so much for these messages today. Divine Spirits of Love and Light, Archangels, Ancestors, Allies, and Guides. What energy can we expect in the very near future between our soulmates, our twin flames in separation? What is a very near future energy that we can expect? Can I see one more, please? How many? That's 3. Yeah, look at this. Still holding on to that 3 of Swords. Somebody else down here has the 4 of Swords. Look at this. This is the masculine down here with the 4 swords. I was like, what does the 7 of Swords have to do with anything? It's the picture, you guys. Look at this. Here's the masculine. He's got his 4 swords. Peace. But what's this up here? That's 3 swords. That's heartache. Okay? That's heartache. For some of you guys, this is communication. For some of you guys, this is communication, which helps to lift the heartache and bring peace in to the situation. Okay? A very important issue here is the sovereignty of the feminine. That the feminine remembers her value and knows her value. Okay? This is also patience. Patience and receptivity. Okay? There's actually, I bookmarked this, added to my Watch Later channel, this thing where Abraham Hicks is talking about creating a space for your masculine to come to you. That's another thing you do with the energetic field. Okay? And also, that's a part of bringing the divine feminine and masculine within balance, like within oneself. Okay? Is being able that when you feel powerless in a situation, understand a lot of the power comes from waiting and sitting and just knowing your value. And cultivating yourself. Okay? Tell me more about that guy. Interesting. I don't see union just yet, because what's happening right now is whatever happened in the past to disrupt the stability of this situation is both people are still bringing down their barriers. Both people are still unguarding themselves. Okay? And stability on one's own is important first. Okay? And I promise you, stability in the feminine feels like this. I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. I know what I want in my life. I'm just going to go ahead and do my thing until it comes along. This being single and stable in the masculine triggers these feelings. When this masculine stops running around from all his thoughts and feelings and just begins to feel stable, that's when he realizes that there's an element missing here. This 10th pentacle that's really going to lead to his happiness. Okay? This is something that takes some time, and that the masculine is not going to choose and should not choose this relationship until he's standing on his own 2 feet. Because I feel like this masculine is in a very codependent cycle, a toxic cycle, and that is beginning to be illuminated. All right? And so that leads them into this position of making a decision, of being like discerning, of presenting one's truth. Okay? Just making really logical decisions. Because right now, the energy that I get is that there's kind of a lot of confusion going on. This person is not in a grounded place. Remember, I said it's a very ungrounded energy. Okay? So, grounding is important for both counterparts. Where did I put it? There it is. And I'm going to get out the Sacred Destiny Oracle. All right? To just kind of talk about the energies, let's focus on the rest of September. What are we going to see in this twin flame journey? Adventure. Have fun. But also, you guys, this is cultivating the garden. Cultivating one's own garden. Okay? Adventures. You might run into this person. Okay? Flexibility and purity. This is what we have for okay? In October, you're being asked to keep your intentions pure and then be flexible on the outcome that you're expecting, on the way that things work out. Just keep your intentions pure. And your words as well is very important. What about November? November, we're finally going to have some Mars in direct motion in November. What kind of energy? Protection. You guys, I'm not trying to stir up any fright or fear. But there's some shifts that are going to be taking place throughout the rest of this year in society, in the United States of America specifically. And it might have you feeling like it's time to protect what has roots. Okay? But also a conversation that says, hey, how can we prevent another tower moment? Because that's important. Got to make sure that if there was a tower moment between you guys in the past, how you make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay? Wonders, patience, and going forward. Okay? This is exploring your own inner world right now. Okay? Faith, spirituality, stuff like that is for both people. Being patient about the divine timing is very, very important. But understand everything that is happening in this connection right now is happening to help it move forward. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I sure do love you lots. I hope that this reading was helpful for you. Check out the links in the description box below if you're interested in booking a personal reading about this. Otherwise, I'm gonna catch up on Tarot 101. Join me on Patreon if you like it. I know it's late in September, but you'll still get a full month's worth of videos. Join me on Patreon for Tarot 101 if you want. But once I get caught up with that, I'm going to launch into another round of love readings. So keep an eye out for that and take real good care of yourselves, guys.